Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I've been Master of Ceremony for many years throughout my career, and today is one of the most challenging for me. Challenging in the sense that we have a ministry that has been doing a tremendous job over a year hosting other ministries. A ministry that is responsible for information, media, and broadcasting services. A ministry that runs departments such as the Gambia Radio and Television Services, Digital Gambia Limited, the Department of Information Services, Printing Services, etc. So it becomes a very daunting task to have someone like me host them today. So the host is being hosted this evening, ladies and gentlemen. So we'd like to welcome you to Mansa Kunda. It's a concept developed by the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services to bridge gap between the government and the public. This gap is definitely shrinking by the day. We've heard many ministries who would come before us here interact with the Gambian public, interact with the media as well. This can be attributed to one person and his team. And that person is the person we are hosting here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Minister for Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, for 20 minutes. Then his team members will be introduced, and then we'll go to the questions and answers. I am sure him and his team are ready to respond to all our questions. I am sure also if Dr. Ceesay were here, he would have wanted to speak in Wolof and Mandinka. So I'm trying as much as possible to behave in the manner and ways that he would. Mbokk yi ju dalal leen fii yàgg naa di jiite ndaje yu mel nii waaye bii xaw na ma jafe tuuti li waral loolu mooy dañ am ministre ak ñim àndal ñoo xam ne def nañ at ak lu tege di dalal yeneen ministre yi li ko sabab nag mooy seen xalaat ne il faut nguur gi ak mbooloo mi bokk nekk benn réeroo warut a am diggante nguur ak askan bi loolu moo sababoon lu mel nii bon buñ ma ooyee man ne tey naa toog si tànki ministre dinaa jéem suma kéemtalaay kàttan doxalee ko nu mu ko doxalee moom o nu mu ko daan doxalee ba bés bi jàll tey defe naa loolu dina jafe parce que man taskati xibaar la ministre yi boo xam ne moo ñu séntu dalal ñooñu diis na surtout ministre boo xam ne moo ëmba GRTS Digital Gambia Department of Information Services Printing Services ak ñeneen kon kontaan naa tey torop pour teewe fii dalal suma ministre waaye dalal suma ministre yi itam mbaadi ngoolu meeta ji mben siifal kela bari biilom lum folooti nga bengota bengo mi yaalon ko ayem fango jakale domandi mi o sabu wolom ko ministry lotale ye sanjo ke anim feng e be ñom ministal naati kan jang e ba ferel ke kan kajibe Mansa Kunda nin jama bakela no kelinti nyaadile mba ñom moy la no nyaadile filo kana taraji mo lafta fengo fello na Mansa Kunda la baroto e nyantale ya nyininka Mansa Kunda e jabiro dila ye woke sanji kelin kanim feng ni wol ko binte ngol jiya duno ko liatan kam baake bari mba fere kala nga bengoke komi natra no ministre fongol bi jang aba kala nyami wala yati namba mande kan fola mbasuro kan fola nsa angale kan fanafo bari nkontanta baake bi ka jatiyo nyim fango jiya kaatu ni ko sutiyo jiya la fango la suwo kono woduno kana kulya wato dobije woto mbamobe dan la ngambulo ko si honorable minister Dr. Ismaila Ceesay ayna minute muang aya fo molie ala ministre ye mine baro ke nyin santambela kono honorable minister please.
Thank you very much, Haruna. Good evening, everyone. Cabinet ministers present here today, Deputy Chief of Staff, senior government officials, our friends from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, directors present here today, advisor to the minister, permanent secretaries, deputy permanent secretaries, the deputy director of press, office of the president, students from the University of the Gambia, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to extend profound gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency, the President Adama Barrow, for the confidence he bestowed in me in appointing me as the minister responsible for information. I'd also like to extend appreciation and commendations to him for overseeing a very difficult transition and now building a thriving, stable, secure democracy in the West African sub-region. But also building foundations for development, and we've seen it. What are the foundations for development is infrastructure, energy infrastructure, education infrastructure, health infrastructure, road infrastructure. These are the foundations for any transformation, but also building the institutions that are needed to transform this country as well. So we commend him for his leadership, for his vision, and for his foresight. And also thank my cabinet colleagues for the support they have rendered me since I joined cabinet. The advice, the support, but also the encouragement. Honorable ministers, I truly appreciate it. I won't do justice if I don't also thank my team at the ministry and also the line agencies, the Ministry of Information staff, starting from the permanent secretary to all the staff for the hard work and for being patient with me, because sometimes I can be very difficult, I know that. And also the DG of GRTS and your entire team, thank you for the support. The DG of DGL, GPPC, and Department of Information Services for the support you've been giving me, and for your dedication to service in making sure that we fulfill our mandate as a ministry. Today, it is both a privilege and an honor to address the nation in this very important ministerial town hall. An initiative that embodies commitment to transparency, dialogue, and inclusive governance. Ladies and gentlemen, following an executive proclamation on 4th May 2022, the Ministry of Information and Communication Infrastructure was decoupled to create two new ministries. One was the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, and the other one is the Ministry for Information. Consequently, the new ministries have different political mandates that would require proper repositioning to effectively deliver public services as per expectation. When I resumed office last year, I changed the name from the Ministry of Information to the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services to emphasize and accentuate the new mandate of the ministry, which administers guidelines and regulations and laws relating to broadcasting and media, cinematography, policy information services, and theater policies. Now, this ministry is the official public relations outfit of the government. It is the organ responsible for the dissemination of public policies and social interventions by the government of the Republic of the Gambia. Our goal as a ministry is to promote proactive disclosure of public information, empower the citizens of the Gambia through information dissemination to ensure transparency and accountability in public policy circles. Therefore, the mandate of the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services are as follows. 1, to inform and educate the public on government policies and programs. 2, to ensure transparent and timely communication between government and citizens. 3, to promote national unity through responsible media engagement. 4, to regulate and modernize the broadcasting sector. 5, to uphold the values of truth, accountability, and professionalism in public communication. 6, to foster a media environment that is free, responsible, and inclusive. 7, to promote national unity through strategic public engagement and civic education. 8, to assist ministries, departments, and agencies in developing and executing communication strategies for the policies and programs of their organizations. 9, to facilitate the gathering of feedback for the executive branch of government. 10, to facilitate the operation of the ATI Act, which is the Access to Information Act. And finally, to lead in the development of policies and programs for the advancement of public communications sector. As such, we have agencies and departments under the ministry within the sector to help achieve these goals. One of them is the Department of Information Services led by Mrs. Aisha Davis. This department's mandate is to ensure that communication across government is well coordinated, effectively managed, and responsive to the diverse information needs of the nation. One of the strategies implemented at the department is to develop a stable and skilled cadre of professionals to deliver the communication function in government, and we call them communications officers. The department has successfully established dedicated communication officers, positions, and posted communication officers across all government ministries. Their functions include ensuring that the public receives accurate and timely information and managing the content on official websites and social media channels of MDAs. They are tasked with ensuring consistent and clear messages are delivered across all platforms. This function is vital for maintaining transparency and keeping the public informed about government policies, initiatives, and services. The communication officers were also trained on social media management, and the result is a fundamental change that ensures that all government ministries, websites, and social media handles are frequently updated. Now, almost all websites are functioning, and the public can get information from these websites and then social media handles. In addition, we're also currently seeking partnerships to provide additional competence development training for our communications officers on digital content creation, with the objective to equip the officers with the following skills: transform ministry social media pages into dynamic, professional, and interactive platforms, to equip them with practical content creation skills, so that we can also enable them to create posts and videos that engage citizens and that can go viral. We also train them to enhance the ministry's digital image and public communication. DOIS also oversees and runs the government's daily newspaper called the Gambia Daily. The publication frequency of the Gambia Daily used to be only once a week. We have now increased it to twice a week, and the aim is, and we are working very hard to achieve this, to make it a daily newspaper. The purpose of this paper ensures that the citizens have access to latest government news every single day. This effort will allow the timely provision of news and information to the public. The department has also launched a monthly e-newsletter. Selected key stories published during the month comprise the content of this online digital publication. Its main objective is to keep readers refreshed with a roundup of the main news of the month, from the presidency to news and engagements of other government institutions and agencies covered by the department. The newsletter provides a comprehensive summary of government activities and key milestones each month. It is an efficient way to keep citizens informed about the progress the government is making. These achievements are a testament to our commitment to a more open and accountable government, and DOIS promises to continue to find new and better ways to serve the public. In the same vein, a cornerstone of DOIS' current work is to revive the Gambia news agency called GAMNA. Once operational, GAMNA will serve as a primary source of accurate and verified government information. GAMNA will act as a reliable source of information, making partners get accurate and timely information straight from the source. It will give the government a unified voice and reaffirm its dedication to transparency and truth in public service. In addition, DOI is also working on initiatives to highlight the development work in the regions, that is, in the rural areas. Staff of the department have embarked on a tour to government project sites to produce in-depth feature articles which will focus on highlighting government projects and programs throughout the country. Every month, one sector will be featured, And these articles will tell the stories and showcase the impact of government's efforts on communities from urban centers to rural areas. DOIS is also embarking on training information officers, information holders, senior government officials on the access to information law, so they are well oriented and know what the act is talking about. The other agency under our sector is the Gambia Printing and Publications Corporation. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, established by an Act of Parliament, continues to play its statutory role of providing quality printing and publishing services to government ministries, departments, and agencies, local government authorities, state-owned enterprises, and the private sector as well. In 2025, the corporation intensified its transformation agenda aimed at enhancing productivity, market share, and compliance with its legal mandate. GPPC is currently undergoing a rigorous transformation process with customer satisfaction at the center of its agenda. We have invested significantly in upgrading our facilities and enhancing the capacity of our dedicated staff to ensure timely delivery of high-quality work, comparable to leading competitors within the sub-region. Major achievements so far by GPPC are as follows. They have adopted new operational strategies to improve efficiency in production lines. They have also strengthened internal capacity through staff training and skills upgrading, also enhanced quality control mechanisms, resulting in reduced turnaround times and improved client satisfaction. They have also implemented innovative marketing campaigns to attract new clients from both public and private sectors, improve customer engagement and retention through timely delivery and competitive pricing. They have also diversified service offerings, positioning themselves as a preferred printing partner. Then we have the Gambia Radio and Television Services, GRTS. Established by an Act of Parliament, it's a state broadcaster and has registered the following achievements. It has achieved national reach. What that means is that throughout the whole country, wherever you are, you can watch GRTS radio and TV and listen to GRTS radio. Established as the primary broadcaster in the Gambia, with radio and TV services reaching every region, both are on satellite. That is, both radio and TV are on satellite. They have a public service mandate, and this mandate means delivering educational, cultural, and developmental programming that informs and empowers citizens. They also focus on news and current affairs, and they are leaders in this, and they are recognized as a trusted source of credible information, especially on national events and government initiatives. They also work on cultural preservation by consistently showing Gambian traditions, languages, and arts, fostering national pride. They've also made some technological milestones, and they've transitioned from analog to digital platforms, increased presence on satellite and on social media. They have also trained generations of Gambian journalists, producers, and technicians, thereby building local capacity. Then we have the Digital Gambia Limited, DGL. The government of the Gambia established Digital Gambia Limited to implement the country's transition from analog to digital broadcasting and to serve as a responsive signal distributor in the provision of ultra-reliable, affordable, and quality digital TV signals in the Gambia. DGL was founded in October 2018 to oversee the migration, as per ITU regulation, from analog broadcasting to digital broadcasting, otherwise called digital terrestrial broadcasting. DGL is mandated to take care of all aspects of signal distribution, while the existing TV stations and new players in the industry will focus exclusively on content provision. DGL intends to transform the broadcasting landscape in the country by bringing about equity in audio and visual quality, and also facilitate competition among broadcasters. DGL will be a proud contributor to the dynamic landscape of our nation's digital economy. Some of the benefits of the project, of the DGL project, are what? Tax revenue to government. It will create employment. It will fulfill an international obligation, which is the ITU obligation. It will also open broadcasting landscape, therefore more access to information, and it will promote digital inclusion. The Access to Information Commission, it is also an independent agency under the ministry established in September 2024 with the appointment of 5 commissioners. It is mandated to oversee the implementation and enforcement of the Access to Information Law, which was enacted by the National Assembly in 2021, to be more precise, in July, and signed into law in August of the same year. The Commission's core mission is to promote transparency, accountability, and good governance by ensuring that every citizen can exercise the right to access information, which is government-held information or public information, subject only to exceptions that are very limited or classified information. In doing so, the Commission plays a vital role in building public trust, strengthening democratic governance, and empowering citizens to actively participate in national development. So we move to our priority areas at the ministry. The first area that is our priority focus is on legal and governance instruments. What we are working on now is what we call the National Communications Policy and Strategy, which does not exist yet. We are formulating this comprehensive policy and strategy to align with national development goals to serve as a roadmap and guide in ensuring that government provides relevant, accurate, and timely information to the public. We've gone far, and very soon this policy will be taken to cabinet. The second instrument we are working on is our strategic plan 2026 to 2031. There's a need to develop a well-defined result-based action plan to guide the ministry from 2026 to 31 in order to achieve its goal for the information sector. We are also working on amending the GRTS Act, because the new act is required to align GRTS to modern realities. Therefore, management has initiated proactive steps to review the act, which is now considered outdated and no longer fit for purpose. We have also tabled the Data Protection and Privacy Bill to Parliament. The bill seeks to provide a legal framework to regulate the processing of personal data in order to promote, protect human rights and fundamental freedoms of individuals, and in particular the right to privacy. This bill is at the third reading stage and passed in Parliament. The DTT transition is also one of our priority areas, and the efforts is to ensure a more pluralistic media and digital broadcasting transition through the rolling out of digital terrestrial TV in the Gambia. We are also working on the ATI regulation, which is almost done. Validation was done 2 weeks ago, and the process is aimed at operationalizing the ATI law and formulation of a clear regulatory framework to promote transparency, ensure compliance, and enhance access to accurate and timely information. We are also working on a national information classification policy, which does not exist as we speak. The purpose of this policy is to protect national information assets by establishing a standardized system of categorizing data based on its sensitivity and risk, which then guides the appropriate handling, storage, and security measures across public and private organizations. That is why sometimes you hear they classify information as sensitive, confidential, public, secret. We need that policy in the Gambia so we can also be able to properly handle public information. As part of our priorities as well, we are working on what we call the new media reforms, or the NMR. As part of our efforts to new media reforms is to update old rules or create new ones to better manage how digital media works in society today. The ministry is initiating its flagship new media reforms. These include changes in laws, regulations, policies, or industry practices aimed at addressing the challenges and opportunities presented by digital media technologies, especially the internet, social media, streaming platforms, and emerging communication tools. These reforms are aimed at developing regulations, tackling misinformation, hate speech, and harmful content, holding platforms accountable for user-generated content, data privacy, and monetization of platform accountability. This is crucial as technology has outpaced regulation, and most media laws were written before the advent of social media, or before the advent of streaming, or in fact before the advent of artificial intelligence. Therefore, digital harms are rising Issues like fake news, deepfake, cyberbullying, online radicalization, and data breaches need modern legal frameworks. Also important is to ensure fairness in the media ecosystem. Traditional media struggles to compete with big tech. Reforms are aimed to level the playing field. What we are saying is that we have traditional media which are licensed and they comply with these licenses. New media are not licensed, but they do the same job. We need to find regulations to make sure that the playing field is level for both to operate. Part of our key reforms is to also promote what we call media viability. What do we mean by that? It's the ability of the media, both print, online, TV, to survive, to function effectively, and to thrive over time, both financially but also editorially. Without viable media, democracy suffers, people don't get reliable news. Media viability supports freedom of expression, public debate, and accountability. It ensures local journalism survives, especially in undeserved communities. To ensure media viability, the ministry is currently working with stakeholders to explore various ways of supporting the media, such as one of the things we are considering, not confirmed yet, we are considering it, is to establish a structured subvention scheme to support independent private media houses in the Gambia, thereby strengthening media freedom, enhancing public access to information, and promoting democratic governance. We are also working on new frameworks or guidelines of filming permit. When we have Western journalists or outside journalists and filmers who want to come to the Gambia, they need a permit and a clearance. There's no framework. We are preparing a framework for that. We are also working on a new framework and guidelines for accreditation for journalists. Everybody wakes up and calls him or herself a journalist. We need to accredit them. You need to be accredited to be a journalist. We are working on those frameworks as well. We are also formulating new guidelines for regulating media content across traditional and online media broadcasters. We are working with PURA to develop these frameworks and these guidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, we've also established initiatives at the ministry to bring government closer to the people. One of them is the media contract, the infamous media contract. Now, MOIMS, in executing its key mandate in providing accurate, reliable, and timely information on government activities, signed the media contract agreement with 5 media contractors and 2 content developers, following receipt of GPPA's approval to facilitate the implementation of the following key priority activities for a period of 1 year, effective from February 2024. The 5 media contractors were Core Broadcasting, TV and FM, Star TV FM, Mediamatic TV FM, Fatu Network and Africa TV, with 2 content developers, Fandima and Sparkling. We also introduced what we call the bi-weekly Mansa Kunda series. This activity is held bi-weekly, and it seeks to enhance public knowledge and understanding of government policies, programs, and projects through proactive disclosure, interactive media and public consultations, and popularization of government agenda. It takes the form of public engagement between the public and unidentified ministries and broadcast live by 6 to 10 channels. So far, I think all ministries have been present here, except 2. That is, we are here today, information. In 2 weeks, we'll have MOGDI, digital economy, after which we'll have the office of the vice president, and that will be the end of season 1 of the Mansa Kunda until next year early. We'll start this season 2. We also did what we call the Children's Mansa Kunda, which is an intergenerational dialogue between children and adults, where we brought about 8 to 10 ministers to interface with young children. With support from UNICEF, the ministry established this working group and an animation series. We facilitated the conduct of the external stakeholder workshop, and then we brought in children from the Children's National Assembly, and this Mansa Kunda was also successful. We also organize monthly press conferences, and the press conferences are held monthly, and they provide opportunity for ministries, departments, and agencies to give proactive and reactive information to the media based on emergent issues, shaping the context of public disclosure. First, they take the form of press briefings streamed live on TV. The following institutions appeared in the press conferences. I cannot name them, but at least a lot, from PURA to Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Lands, GTB, Gambia Tourism Board, Medicines Control Agency. A lot of MDAs appeared on the monthly press conferences. The ministry also initiated what we call the weekly documentary series. Through the one-year media contract, we signed with the media houses and content developers. We have successfully generated and broadcasted sector-specific documentaries on development-focused programs and projects for the 11 ministries that were hosted at the Mansa Kunda. We are also planning to initiate what we call the Sunyureu, where we'll take the Mansa Kunda from Bijilo or Ceesay to the provinces. Each region will be hosting a Mansa Kunda where we'll get a couple of ministers to attend, to interface with the public in the rural areas and discuss what their sectors are doing, but also listen to the aspirations and challenges of people living in rural areas. We also engage strategic communication consultants to popularize government agenda and to ensure accurate and timely information about government activities. It reaches the entire population of the Gambia. We contracted 3 strategic communication consultants to translate key messages from bi-weekly Mansa Kunda, the monthly press conferences, into 3 different local languages, Wolof, Mandinka, and Fula, and transmit the information to the public using social media platforms such as WhatsApp groups. We also had initiatives to counter misinformation and disinformation, because the rise of artificial intelligence has enabled the rapid spread of misinformation and disinformation, including deepfakes, manipulated images, and misleading news articles. This poses a serious threat to public trust, national security, and democratic integrity, especially in the Gambia, but also other fragile democracies. To counter this, the ministry has launched initiatives such as the Outreach Mission in partnership with and support from Wave Gambia, and the establishment of a national misinformation and disinformation response center. This is an AI-driven initiative designed to verify news, debunk falsehood, and provide journalists and citizens with real-time fact-checking tools. This initiative will use AI, that is artificial intelligence, to analyze and verify all incoming information against government press releases and official sources. Provide a central misinformation portal where citizens, journalists, and government agencies can verify claims. Deploy a misinformation hotline via WhatsApp and email to allow the public to submit questionable news and receive fact checks. Track and analyze disinformation trends to preemptively counter emerging threats. By leveraging AI, this system will not only detect misinformation, but also continuously adapt to new threats, ensuring a resilient and future-proof solution. The National Misinformation and Disinformation Response Center will be funded by ECOWAS and will serve as a pilot project within the framework of the regional network to combat misinformation that ECOWAS plans to set up. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is our vision for our line agencies. We want to reposition JRTS to become the leading broadcaster or a leading broadcaster in the West African sub-region, equip it with world-class infrastructure to modernize its TV and radio studios and transmission and outside broadcasting facilities to meet international standards. We want to also ensure that we promote content excellence, produce high-quality news, entertainment, and cultural programs that rival regional and global networks. To also ensure the digital transformation of JRTS to expand digital platforms, OTT streaming, apps, and on-demand services to reach Gambians in the diaspora. We also want to position it to be a regional leader, to be the voice of West Africa by covering regional affairs and partnering with ECOWAS broadcasters. In fact, JRTS has been elected to host the 2026 African Union of Broadcasting General Assembly next year. We also want to make sure they develop talent by establishing a media training academy to nurture the next generation of broadcasters, journalists, and creatives. For GPPC, our aim is to expand its printing capacity through investment in modern equipment, enhance collaboration with MDAs and SOEs to fully comply with statutory obligations, maintaining customer-centric approaches to ensure service excellence and sustainability. We also want to digitize publishing department as well. The year 2025 has marked significant progress for GPPC through enhanced capacity and strategic partnerships. As for DOIS, our aim is to focus on decentralizing government communication through the creation of communication officers that we already do, But what we want to do is to make sure that we position it to be the effective communication strategy through multiple uses of strategic communication channels. These strategies would reorient and re-engineer DOI's functions and diversify its public service delivery channels. The messages and delivery methods are tailored to the needs of the diverse segment of society so that they can be using the appropriate channels. As for DGL, finally, ladies and gentlemen, the total cost of the digital broadcasting transmission is $11 million, and we are going for a PPP. A tender has been executed, and we are now negotiating with a potential company that is interested, and that was the most responsive bidder to implement the project in partnership with the government of the Gambia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have as our achievements, as our vision, but also as our mandate in the information sector. We play a key role in providing proactive information to the public by promoting accountability and transparency, thereby consolidating our democracy, which we fought very hard to earn in 2016. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. It's good to know that 20 minutes is not adequate, Honorable. You spoke for more than 20 minutes, and this will be ideal for other ministries. But I can also say you spoke far less than Honorable Hamad Ba when he was here. Because we did tell him it was 20 minutes, he was saying, let me just complete. And then he said again, let me just complete. So he took 45 minutes, and so you did better. You also did better than Honorable Samate, the Minister for Health. I think he did an hour. That was one of the longest we did. Thank you for this, and we'd like to also welcome the excellencies from the Ministry of China and that of Sierra Leone present here, honorable members of cabinet that are present here, Honorable Ba, Honorable Boy, Honorable Drame, and Prof himself, and the Deputy Chief of Staff. The Honorable Minister also for Gender is here. The Deputy Director for Press and Public Relations Office of the President is here. Senior officers from GRTS to other departments under the Ministry of Media and Civil Society present, and the media itself. Really, this is our day. This is a media day. Welcome, media. After all of this, almost 30 minutes, I am wondering now how the Permanent Secretary will try to summarize this in Wolof. Good luck, ma.
Thank you very much, moderator. Good evening, honorable ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, heads of our agencies and departments under the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. Assalamu alaikum. Suma role tay, it's a very simple and straightforward one. Dama try to summarize basically the minister don ege tay yen ñi fi teew di leen santa gërëm na leen wax leen basically ministry bi luy rôle am within the scope of government. Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services am na rôle boo xam ne moom la ko government joxoon bi moo exist as Ministry of Information, Communication and Infrastructure. Why sometime been co-established with the coming of Minister Ismaila Ceesay, dafa ensure ne ministry bi decouple nañ ko. Basically, xaaj nañ ko ñaar moom ak Ministry of Communication to emphasize role bi nga xam ne moom la président bi jox Ministry of Information pour mu ombaale role yi handle broadcasting, media ak yeneen yoo xam ne in the international arena nit ñaa ngi ko jox very much attention, the cinematography, theater, and all the related subject areas as it relates to media and broadcasting. So Bimlen summarize loolu wax na leen tam role ministry bi, Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services establish nañ ko pour mu nekk ministry boo xam ne dafa nekk dafa taxaw pour ensure ne nekk na information provider pour nit ñi, public bi, citizens yi, pour ñu xam li nga xam ne moom la nguur bi di yëngu, li nga xam ne nguur bi bugga na ko eggee citizens yi pour ñu dooleel leen ku nekk xam fi nga féetoo luy sa role in terms of promoting bennoo muy unity bi ni mu ko waxee broadcasting tam under suñ role la as a ministry leneen li nga xam ne tam suñ secteur bi daf ko dee ensure ne mu ngi ko fésal mooy the issue of accountability, transparency. Accountability suñ koy wax ci olof mooy di ensure ne ku si nekk koo xam ne yaa ngi liggéey si nguur bi li nga liggéey yaa ngi am sarta yoo xam ne moom nga teg yoo xam ne yu jub la yu leer la yuy doxal sa liggéey si foo mun di nekka so yooyu yëpp suñu secteur bi daf dee ensure ne bring na ko to the public attention suñu rôle tam mu ngi luñ si bokka mooy di ensure ne yeneen ministries yeeg departments yi tam ñu ngi fésal li nga xam ne moom la ñoo yëngu ñoom it seen activities yi dañ dee make sure ne ñu ngi ko indi to the public domain pour nit ñi xam aside of Ministry of Information rek ministry boo xam ne exist na under government suñ sector bi suñ rôle mooy ñu make sure ne bring nañ ko to public attention pour nit ñi xam si secteur yooyu tam li ñoo yëngu suñ rôle tam li si bokka mooy di jëlee tam si public bi seen opinions seen xalaat si yi nga xam ne ñu ngi leen koo jox pour ñun itam ñu jëlaat ko di ko digest ba pare tam ensure ne sectors yi nga xam ne concern nañ leen jox nañ leen ko ñoom it ñuy ko include si seen development agenda yi under the ministry nag am nañ Digital Gambia Limited Gambia Radio and Television Services Digital Gambia Limited minister bi wax na leen general manager bi mooy Lamin Seydi Kane Gambia Radio and Television Services Director General Abdoulaye C. We also have the Department of Information Services headed by Mrs. Aisha Davis Ann. We also have the Gambia Public Printing Publishing Corporation, currently headed by Wuraba. So under the Department of Information Services, very important achievement buñ muna register mooy the appointment of communication officers. Communication officers yi si ministries yi lañ leen assign seen role mooy ñoom itam fésal li nga xam ne sectors yi ñu leen post ñu ngi ko yëngu so communication officer appointments yooyu nekk na loo xam ne achievement bu rëy la under the Department of Information Services because lii dimbale na leen pour sectors yooyu yëpp ku si nekk fi mu nekk am nga a Facebook page am nga social media platforms yoo xam ne yaa ngi see dugal sa secteur lu ñoo yëngu ak tam seen vision ak aspirations yi nga xam ne président jox na leen ko pour ñu provide ko to the citizens also leneen li nga xam ne Department of Information Services tam fesal na ko mooy the Gambia Daily newspaper bi nga xam ne moom lañ dee launch on it's a e-newsletter am ngeen tamit newspaper bi nga xam ne moom lañ dee joxe si ministries yi di basically list out activities yi nga xam ne sectors yi yëpp ñu ngi si involve from the presidency down to every single ministry, department, agency, bu nekk government. Pour ku nekk rek ñuy laa wax seen areas of activities yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koo def on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, pour fësal rek yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ko jeer towards seen aspirations ak goals yi leen government setal. Gamna news agency buñ am la bobu tam ñu ko launch. They also have the bi-yearly magazine. Special assignment futures bitam bobu is another one bo hamne doys are very proud of, because for the first time legi they'll be delving into sector bu neka dem si sector bobu fesal projects yi nga hamne mom la sector bi di def, interview ministers yi, directors yi ak ñi nga hamne ñu si field bi binda lolu tam they could disseminate for public and citizen consumption. Under the Access to Information Commission tam, DOIS have registered achievement bo hamne ñu ngi train on communication officers yi, information officers yi, sorry, si ministries yi pour ñu gëna expose leen si yi nga xam ne moom la access to information law bi soxla ñuy defee seen liggéey si ministries yi nga xam ne ñu ngi faa liggéey. So under the Gambia Public Printing Corporation headed by Wuraba, foofu tam ministry bi wax na leen ne it is a state-owned enterprise boo xam ne it was established moment by Act of Parliament. So ñoom itam seen role si li ñoo liggéey bokk na di ensure ne lépp loo xam ne has to do with high quality printing work is done by them. Ding dee gis ne national events yi dee am yëpp printing si nga xam ne moom lañ dee am invitation si everything that you can think of, law books yi nga xam ne tam Ministry of Justice dañ ko dee print yooyu yëpp GPPC dañ si dee yëngu di generate revenue pour jàppale seen boppa ak tam yokk ko si coffre si government. Seen achievements itam minister listoon na ko. They have definitely a lot of transformation within institution bi depuis bim ñëwee doon state-owned enterprise, because léegi dañ am the state-owned enterprise commission. So every single state-owned enterprise boo gis dafa am pour meet certain key performance indicators yoo xam ne ñu ngi ko monitor closely. So ñoom ñëpp fi mu nekk seen rôle yëpp ak seen xalaat yëpp mooy pour ensure ne expand nañ seen client yi nga xam ne ñu ngi ñëw di liggéey ak ñoom, di ensure ne tamit quality of li ñoo def yokka nañ ko, di ensure ne tamit seen corporate governance structure biñ am mooy ni nga xam ne moom la ñoo doxalee seen liggéey within the institution revisit nañ ko, tighten nañ loose ends yi nga xam ne existoon na to ensure ne ñu generate more revenue pour seen boppa for their sustenance. Under the Gambia Radio and Television Services tam, bobu headed by Director General Abdoulaye Sy, GRTS tam, comme nuñ ko xamé, it was established by an Act of Parliament, and GRTS tam register na a lot of progress. For the first time léegi foo mun di nekk si dëkk bi di nga am opportunity ak chance si déglu radio bi as well as television bi from Banjul to Koina. Sen role bi nga xam ne tam government jox na leen ko mooy ñuy ensure ne suñ aada suñ cosaan suñ jàngale xale yi nga xam ne tamit nekk na priority si dëkk bi. GRTS dañ dee make sure ne seen programme si ñoo establish yëpp dugal nañ si that culture, education, as well as empowering of citizens as part of their public service mandate. Leneen tam li nga xam ne ñoom it ñu ngi ko puugaroo mooy the fact ne ñooy the national information disseminator government. So bépp xibaar boo xam ne GRTS joxe na ko authentic xibaar la xibaar boo xam ne ñeneen ñi ñëpp ñu ngi see sukkandeku pour ñoom itam ñu mun koo joxe nationally or internationally. Digital Gambia Limited ñoom nag seen area of work dafa technical torop ñoom seen liggéey has to do with transmission frequency transmission. Soo ko seetloo léegi àdduna bi ñu si bari ñu ngi make money on frequency transmission. Now government dafa establish Digital Gambia Limited in October 2018 with the coming of this new government pour ensure ne analog bi nga xam ne moom lañ daan am in the past di exist migrate na into a digital terrestrial broadcasting boobu nag duma ko mën a wax si olof waaye xam naa ne di ngeen jéema just get the gist of it. So léegi ñoom seen role as I said is very technical waaye I guess niñ ko doon readee understand ngeen liñ expect si ñoom. It has to do with frequency as well as generating a lot of revenue for government. Yeneen réew yu develop yëpp soo gisee ñuy def well once you establish in an institution of this sort dina generatal government xaalis bu bare bari dina joxe opportunity pour nit ñi tamit am liggéey number of employees dina yokku as well as obligation tam bi nga xam ne DGL am nañ ko ci international arena bi ñoom itam ñu fulfill ko. The Information Commission bi nag moom itam bu ees boo xam ne la the government of His Excellency President Adama Barrow established na ko in September 2024. Boobu tam minister wax na leen ne 5 commissioners lañ appoint. So biñ appointé commissioners yi ñoom as soon as buñ leen appointé door nañ liggéey. Commissioners yi nag ñoom is under the chairpersonship of Mrs. Nene Macdol Gay, headed as the head. Mu am 5 commissioners ñu ngi am kenn ak ñoom tey fii di Emile Touré. There is also Commissioner Ya Ami Touré. There is Commissioner John Jai. ñoom ñëpp ñu ngi fa di liggéey. There's also Commissioner Baboucarr Cham. ñooy 5 yi nga xam ne ñoom la government recognize jël leen engage leen ci this access to information commission pour ñu door liggéey. So ñoom depuis buñ dooree liggéey ak léegi nag am na yu bari yoo xam ne ñoom it register nañ ko. Am nañ seen press conference yuñ dee hold di xelalal nit ñi di leen xamal seen rôle di leen wax naka la ñoo doxalee seen mbir pour di am information from government. Information from government mooy laajte yi nga xam ne nit ñaa ngi ko bugg a xam si ni nguur bi di doxalee pour mu nekk seen right. It's important ñu am commission boo xam ne mooy regulate loolu pour make sure ne jàppale na nit ñi ñu am information bi niñ ko soxlee kañ lañ ko soxla ak tam fañ ko soxlee. So loolu mooy rôle Information Commission. Suñ priority areas itam minister bi wax na leen ko. Liggéeykaay boo gis institution boo gis ñu establish is important nga am instruments yoo xam ne loi yi nga teg as well as goals ak aspirations yooyu am pour doxalee sa liggéey. So ministry bi biñ ko establishé ak léegi yaagut. So minister bi wax na leen the importance of having these instruments pour mun a jàppale ñun suñ liggéey pour mun a jàppale liggéeykat yi ci biir ministry bi xam fuñ jëm tamit naka lañ faa demee niñ faa demee tam lan ak lan lañ expect from ñun ñi faa liggéey as well as yan façon resources tam la ñoo soxla pour achieve li nga xam ne moom la minister bi as well as president bi dénkañu under this ministry. So wax na leen the national communication policy strategy bi nga xam ne is very very fundamental wax na leen tamit the Ministry of Information Media Broadcasting Strategic Plan 2026-2030 wax na leen ne tam GRTS dafa important seen act bi nga xam ne moo leen establish ñu jéem ko modernize baax na nit ku nekk soo nekkee ngay de jël rules yi nga xam ne mooy govern ni nga liggéeyee jéem koo jël mu nekk at par with international standards. So GRTS tam they're looking at working on loolu. Data protection privacy bill boobu tam su ñëwee in place dina nekk framework boo xam ne dina regulate processing of data in order to protect human rights ak tamit freedoms of individuals and their right to privacy boobu tam ñu ngi work on it. DTT transition under DGL boobu tam minister mention na ko. ATI regulation boobu tam access to information commission la jàppale pour seen act bi nga xam ne establish nañ ko ñu mun a am rules yoo xam ne mooy govern naka la ñoo manager seen boppa ba mun a gis ne seen liggéey biñ leen santa ñu ngi ko defee niñ leen ko sante. National Information Classification Policy boobu tam ministre bi dem na si wax na leen nim importante si dëkka bu nekk war nga am power pour classify information yi nga xam ne moom nga amee di ko liggéeyee classify ko not just confidential waaye tam am categories yoo xam ne moom nga ko defee in such a way ba nga xam ne di nga xam yan la public bi war a consume ak yan nga war a denca tëj ko si karnaat boo xam ne kenn du ko jot. Am na tamit yeneen media reforms yoo xam ne minister wax na leen si media reforms yooyu nag comme nim leen ko waxee media viability baax na ñu jàppale suñ mbokki journalistes yi pour journalistes yi ak media houses yi nga xam ne fa la ñoo liggéey pour make sure ne ñoom ñëpp ñu ngi exist ñu ngi liggéey ñu ngi jàppale seen boppa am financial muscle bi nga xam ne moom moo leen a war a jàppale pour seen liggéey yi ñoo liggéey mu yomba ak ñoom seen liggéeykat yi ñu employ ñu mun leen di fay ak tamit bépp sort of equipment yu ñoo soxla so financial support bi nga xam ne mu ngi leen wax ne ñu ngi ko seet si suñ biir confirm aguñ ko su ko yàlla defee mu doon loo xam ne materialize na dina jàppale institutions yooyu bu baax a baax wax na leen tam guidelines yu bare bare yoo xam ne ñu ngi ko develop filming permit dafa am suñ sector the issue of filming documentaries yu bari ñuy jógee si biti di ñëw si réew mi fii dañ dee ñëw di ko develop so it's important whilst ñu ngee develop documentaries yeeg film yooyu ñu dee defar di ko génnee si biti about dëkk bi ñun tam ñu am suñ measures yoo xam ne dinañ ko put in place pour make sure ne ñu protect ñun suñ nit ñi suñ environment bi ak tamit suñ information yi suñ dëkk boo xam ne du génn si biti yaaxa ko so filming permit si loolu laa def journalist si tamit comme nim ko waxee léegi-léeg nit eewu journalist la doo xam foo ko classify ku qualify ndax ku qualify so with the coming of the guidelines for accreditation of journalists bu nekk di nga xam soo ooyee sa bopp journalist you'll be proud to stand and say ne moom la because you would have gone through a thorough scrutiny boo xam ne kenn du doubt sa talent ak sa mun sa liggéey guidelines yeneen yi ñu def tam mooy media in general da nga gis ne online media traditional media ñu ngi develop a lot of rules yoo xam ne dina scrutinize ñoom ñëpp nu ñoo liggéeyee nuñ war a doxalee nuñ war a traité seen information yi nga xam ne moom la ñoo jox public bi yëpp pour make sure ne rek unity ak stability bi nga xam ne dëkk bi soxla na ko ñu ngi ko am another initiatives yi nga xam ne tam wax na ko mooy suñ ministerial town hall Mansa Kunda bi nga xam ne yéen ñëpp xam ngeen ko it's become very popular ñun ñoo daan oote waaye gis ngeen tey ñun ñoo nekk di ko host ñoo ko dee host waaye tey ñun lañ host monthly press conference suñu réew tam wax na leen concept bu ees buy ñëw la dafa dem into region si so dafa mel ni Mansa Kunda buñ jël rek yóbbu ko up country so region si yëpp dinañ fa am a sort of a Mansa Kunda of this sort bi ñoo am nii fii waaye boobu ñun ñooy dem fekki doomi réew yi nga xam ne ñu ngi si other side of city bi fii documentary am nañ weekly ministers update boom dee def on GRTS Monday briefings itam daf ko dee am Good Morning Gambia daf dee am tam coffee time with Peter Gomez boom dee dem Did you know figure of the day establishment of the disinformation response center boobu moom has to do specifically with information yi ñoo gis léegi si internet bi jaaxal na nit ñi ba nga xam ne suñ jëlut matuwaay pour make sure ne nguur bi contrôle na li nit ñi di gis di nekk loo xam ne du information bu doon dëgga daf dee mun a indi jaxasoo yu bare bari so ñun si ministry bi jël nañ initiative bi di sant yàlla ne ECOWAS are ready to fund it and dina nekk a game changer si li ñoo liggéey Wow, that's about it. I think summarized na yep press conference itam listal na leen ministries yi nga xam ne ñëw nañ si ba pare recently tam ñu ngi amoon intergenerational Mansa Kunda bi ñu am bi nga xam ne xale yi from the Children's Parliament lañ indi woon ñu share ñoom itamit questions ak ministers yi and it was a successful Mansa Kunda that was held recently. So yooyu mooy yiñ leen amal strategic consultants yi tamit ñooñu seen liggéey yiñ leen a jox bari na ñooñu eventually dinañ nekk di translate messages yi nga xam ne moom la ñoo am fii si Mansa Kunda bi to local languages am na ñoo xam ne seen liggéey pour engage diaspora bi rek la pour make sure ne diaspora bi tam seen xalaat ak seen buga ñu ngi ko reflect ñun itam si suñ doxalin in the way we disseminate information. Agencies ak sectors yi nga xam ne ñu ngi si suñu ron tamit wax nañ niñ leen a repositionné pour ñu modernize leen ñoom ñëpp and I think with that dina just save time right now di gërëm ñëpp si seen déglu bi jërëjëf.
foog naa dama jël suma lenge yi parce que ministre bi nuru na ministre yi wax parce que ñaari nit rek ñoo wax benn waxtu dem na laajte yu ñëwuñ te jégal nañ ma ne ñaari vidéo fi nekk yoo xam ne itam il faut pexe amut foog ñu wone leen kon lu mel ni loolu jël naa suma lenge yi léegi ku ma jox suma micro dama laa jox time bu time bi jotee ma wax gars yi ñu fay la parce que lu ko mooy lu ñu fi tax a indi mooy laajte yi nañ doon xaw a jafe tuuti kon ñu ñaan Obi-Wan GRTS ak ñu nekk si biir fii ñu play mob si vidéo bi boobu 8 minutes la suñ paree si boobu ñu dem si suñ Ministry of Information Media and Broadcasting Services vidéo fanaa ñaari vidéo yooyu la xaw ma ndax ñu teglante leen su ko defee tay gën a lifin ñu dem si laajte yi ndax ñi itam foog ku nekk ñu jox nga introduce sa bopp so ñu dem si mob si vidéo bi incha allah.
Learning beyond boundaries, the Gambia's changing educational landscape. The Gambia has in recent years seen a significant improvement in the number of schools across the country. This has helped in improving education at the basic cycle level. Even for children in the far-flung community of Bole Banna, the dream of going to school in their own community has been realized thanks to the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Adama Barrow. These communities have faced unique challenges in accessing basic education.
It was a very, very, very good project, a good decision, to give people equal opportunity as people who are within the combos or within the range of accessible roads. I think it's a big, big, big achievement. It's my first time also coming this area. Yes, but there is a big population around the area. You know, seeing the villages and so forth. And I'm very happy that I've seen the electricity is up to the last point in the Gambia.
Limited resources, lack of infrastructure, and geographical barriers often hinder students' ability to learn.
We travel from here to Fatoto with a bicycle every day, going and coming back. Having this building is a very important thing. Yes, you can start here from ECD to grade 12, complete and move to a college or university. That one is a very important thing. We have many people here whom you know that they stop at grade 9, some 11 because they were traveling from here to Fatoto and they couldn't complete it. Yes, and let them continue building this kind of school to help all the students in the Gambia.
This building is very important for us because at first time we don't have a building here. Most of our people used to learn until they reach at grade 9. So they leave school because we don't have senior school here. For having this school is very important to us.
Those challenges are now being addressed through extensive investment in education.
Last year when we were here, we had problems of classrooms. Classrooms was a very big problem, and most of the buildings that are here are leaking badly. But with the intervention of MRC Holland, we were able to secure 21 classrooms. The project is ongoing, the construction is going on. I still want to make an appeal that the school should be giving consideration for general refurbishment. When we go around and then you check in some of the classrooms that are in the school, you will realize that it's an old school. This school was established since 1989, according to records. Presently, we have 37 classes that are operating in this environment. 13 in the upper basic and 24 in the lower basic.
The new Kimbuje Basic Cycle School is one of the model examples of schools built through the collaborative efforts of the MRC Holland Foundation.
They look back because they have never been painted since post-10.
For parents, these developments are what they've been yearning for since the worry of sending their children to faraway towns are a thing of the past.
Until they focus on project ko minata na school rote because so time mo ni me meeting wala jang every meeting ka parents wala dali nga contribution okay momo $10 lang $5 lang ka round nga tanga ko do ta parents wala bulo ko nga na classroom wala dada wala na kamol dinol student wala ni kamoti nyata nga na kamol dada kabiri ni fengo nyi ndatita nata kontaan ko so je baake fo lafta kana modas club kumandi pour nga parents wala encourage pour ka dinol bulo na karam moto min sati na fo isa londi kendo stop so min fana nyim projet ko nyi nati nga ala ko kontano wartam bulo ko na baakel mba tentula mba jayila
nyin karamo fana min nata lotem fana wo fana kontano wartam fe nyamen ta fo nola because woto mo ni yaji be sirangol fo man to la diningol si class o kono na firlal min bi jangi be wulila sirang kan do diningol ni bari bala kana ka sirangol se ke samba class o kono la bonga katina wa fura do li ka manage lebe sila nyami bari ka bala faale pour eta sirang ka madini o bul class o kono yo ideta je de nyala mi yalo alhamdulillah woto nin tol nata ngani foundation o je mi yedan kuma karam bongoto se woru ngo doron bi jang se woru ngo doron bi jang fo kontano do
sante nañu yalla legi building yu bes yi nekk fi xamna ne xalé dañuy gëna takku ñu janga bu ñëk ba dañuy wax ne dama xadde wante fu mu nekk ne kenn du joy tangay kenn du joy tawte ndi classroom si yenen say bu nawet bi ñëwé fi classroom si dañ dé senna affaire bi daf dé senna be xalé duñu xam teacher si bu ñu confusé fa la xalé gëna confuse ndik do mëna tok fu toy nga mëna janga wante ñu ngi gërëm teacher si fi nekk bu baaxa baaxa man ndik lan jappalé nañ xalé bañ tollu fuñ tollu be lu bes fekkalen yalla na yalla fay.
Easier access to learning centers across the country is helping school-going children improve academic performance and increase their confidence.
We have been wanting to have such in this school, but it wasn't successful. But alhamdulillah, now we really tried our best till we got the project. And I want to thank them a lot, because last year we were finding it difficult to be in the buildings. The place wasn't conducive enough for us. We were suffering a lot.
We have now got new buildings here
because if I can fully remember, last year there were 4 classrooms for the grade 7s, and we were struggling to be comfortable in those classrooms. We were lacking furniture.
Learning beyond boundaries has become a reality for Gambian children, irrespective of their background, economic status, or region.
Honestly, down the years it has been challenging moments, challenging times, especially when it comes to infrastructure, the learning environment. But then it's as if now we are talking of history. It is going to be history in the sense that with these new buildings, we think that the learning environment will be better, and the students will be more focused in class, because then sometimes it is a problem. We have 2 or 3 students sitting in a desk. If it's 2, it's not a problem, but then having 3 students in the same desk is always a challenging period. And if you look at the ventilation, many a times it is a problem. But with this project, we believe that we will have more classrooms. We'll be able to enhance the learning and teaching process in the school.
It is a new reality helping to lay the foundation for the Gambia's future in improving its education sector.
Good morning, everyone. As part of our mandate at the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services to provide proactive information to the public, but also to provide the public with timely, accurate, and authentic information, we are bringing you these weekly updates. What we do at the Mansa Kunda is that we bring a sector minister and his entire team, heads of his or her satellite institutions, to interface with the public and explain to the public what they are doing at the ministry or at the sector, but also for the public to get the opportunity to ask the minister and his or her team relevant questions concerning what they are doing.
A new era in information flow, fostering a culture of open governance. Following decades of misrule, the emergence of the new Gambia in 2016 ushered in a renewed commitment to democratic values, marked by a freer press and a government that is both accountable to its citizens and actively engaged in public dialogue.
What is your plans about it? And lan nga nekk di seetlu pour nga solve problems ci mbiri loolu tamit?
Am nga ci biir géej gi la li fa xew ñun duñ ko xam, unless it is reported to us duñ ko xam.
Is it any possibility na passport or driving license ITA 10 years, even though you guys are going to adjust the price or the cost?
It's a policy matter, and I would also want to take it in as an observation, because it's the first time we had somebody raising this to us in such a gathering. We will like to take inputs such as this question, and we will admit to work on it with our ministry.
The machinery of government has now been repositioned to serve the people, a transformation most evident in the open platform established by the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services.
Nyim programo ngade dale president ngole sasiala ako amala fi filo tara banko ngol ning Mansa Kunda tema ko fengo fe Mansa Kunda bar somona fa tule boy alafta banko ngol ya kalamuta bari banam banko ngol la wasio ila jakali kul ila kolya kul anila miro alafta Mansa Kunda fane bo kalama wala nga nyim programo ke nga fa ministerial town hall lokum fulaw ka ministry kelen fi nang anala timo be yena e nensi ni banko ngol kacha banko ngol se nyinin kay be la ministry tamandi ka nyaadi le ba to fanan sa fa banko ngol ye ibela ministry tamandi ka nyaadi.
For several months, various government ministries have participated in the Mansa Kunda ministerial platform, taking turns to engage the public on critical national development matters. Notable progress has been made in this vital sector. In addition to the Mansa Kunda platform, the ministry holds regular press briefings to inform the public on key government initiatives. Significant improvements are visible across the agencies under the Ministry of Information. The Gambia Radio and Television Services, GRTS, is progressing in its digital transformation with state-of-the-art studios at Radio Gambia and enhanced technologies at the Kanifing Television Studios. Efforts are also underway to expand the national broadcaster's reach with plans to establish news stations across all regions of the country. Through the Department of Information Services, the ministry has recently taken steps to revitalize the Gambia Daily, ensuring its continued relevance and sustainability. Additionally, communications officers have been deployed to all ministries to strengthen government communication. These developments extend beyond broadcasting and print media. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation has also performed commendably throughout this period.
Thank you. I'll do the introductions of the high table. We go straight to questions and answers. I have Hadi and Ramatullah on standby. Far closest to me is Mr. Lamin Sedikan. He heads Digital Gambia. And next to him is Director General of Gambia Radio and Television Services, Mr. Abdullah C. Next to him is the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Kodo L. Jabang Senghor. And next to her is the Honorable Minister of Information, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. Next to him is Isa Davies, Director at the Department of Information Services. And last not the least, Mr. Wuraba from Gambia Publishing and Printing Corporation. Questions, 2 from this side, 2 from that side. Please direct your questions directly to any of them, and they'll respond accordingly. So we start with you, Hadi. Get me 2 people there. Honorable Minister, you are not allowed to ask questions. Comment? Because he's a cabinet member, say anything you want, sir. Yes. Member of the public today from Central River. We have to give him a mic.
Thank you very much.
Is it on, Ramatullah? Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister and your team. Just a quick one, since we don't have time. Having listened to all what the ministry have said, the minister, the peers, and all of it, I have a question. Today, we have seen the increase. AIDS is on the increase. We have a strong youth folk in this country. What is the GRTS doing and other media organs of the ministry to talk about AIDS, to educate our children, our youths about AIDS?
HIV/AIDS?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2, the issue of diabetes has become a concern in this country. Hypertension. In other countries, people have programs to educate their populace as to what to eat, when to eat, what to do to avoid this, and even when they have this problem, they are educated how to manage it. What are we doing at the level of GRT, Ministry of Information, to educate our population? The number of people who are dying is alarming. Something needs to be done to educate our people. Thank you.
So from this side, there's question 1. DG will be on standby. Can we have another person? There's a lady at the back, Ramatullah. No, you give the mic to him. She will stand up if it's for sign language. Yes. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, everyone. Greetings to the high table. My name is Ceesay. I am a sign language teacher and also a member of the Gambia Federation of the Disabled. I want to ask this question to the Honorable Minister. You talk about the achievement your ministry is doing in the Gambia, and also you talk about the work of GRTS. So I want to make this recommendation and also make an appeal with regards to sign language interpretation service in the GRTS, because we've been advocating for this for a long time now, advocating for interpretation service during newsly broadcasting so that the deaf and hard of hearing people can know what is happening in the Gambia, because we are citizens and it's our right to know what is happening in our country. And we can only know this through sign language interpretation. It is already recognized by our laws, the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and also the Persons with Disability Act. So we want the minister to do something so that we can have sign language interpreters on TV. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So Hadi, give me two from there, then we go direct to the answers. Go ahead. Name, media house.
Not a media house, university student, please.
Okay, please introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, everybody. I am Abdulatif Tabari, a final year computer science major at the University of the Gambia, and also, am I audible? Yeah, I am.
We can hear you. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, and also the Minister of Information of the students of ICT. My question is, since the world is migrating to whatsoever is available on their phone, does the ministry have anything or any thought about migrating public information into a unified public archive where, because usually if there's a public information and then you want it from, let's say, Ministry of Defense, you have to go to Ministry of Defense and then they will give you what they want to give you. So, for example, you are on a research and then you have to visit several offices, public offices. You need to go to these places individually, which is a lot of work. If the ministry can unify public information on in an online archive that is available to the public, that would be very, very applauded. It's kind of
thank you.
Suggestion here.
Thank you. One more question from Hadi, your end. One more. Feel free, everyone, to ask in Mandinka or any other local language.
My name is Ansu Singate. I'm a businessman. My question is going to the Ministry of Information. Other countries, I'm seeing that their YouTube channels, you can monetize it. But in the Gambia, most of the YouTube channel owners, they cannot monetize their YouTube channels. So what is the ministry doing to solve that problem so that the owner of the YouTube channels can monetize their channels? Thank you very much.
Okay, there's 4 questions. Honorable Minister, you'll begin and you can distribute the questions as you please. For DG, you have a mic there, you can come here as well. It should be on.
Hello, okay. Good evening. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for giving us this opportunity. PS, the Honorable Ministers here and senior government officials, and my colleagues, the media. Head on, Honorable Minister Ba asks about what we can do to fight non-communicable diseases. Well, we have a Check Health, that is a program called Check Health, and we are working with NANA as well. If you do follow, we work with NANA. We have programs with them where they educate the public, tell them what to eat and what not to eat. Can it be scaled further? Yes, and we'll work on that because it's work in progress. The other thing the person who asks about sign language, we've been doing sign language here at yes. HIV.
They talk to people, they ask them questions, they tell them how to live with the disease. That's what we are interested in. Experts to be invited on GRTS to talk to our people, to tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Honorable, I think that's a good observation. We'll scale it on. We'll discuss with the Ministry of Health so that they can provide the expertise we carry on. Some years ago, AIDS was in the limelight, and for some reason, it has gone off radar. And it's good that you've observed that it needs to come back on. We need to be more focused and we need to be more dedicated. And that has to be a holistic approach. GRTS, all the media, and all the other public service sectors, so that together we can handle the challenge. We will do that, and we'll be glad if the Honorable Minister can help us pioneer this one by helping us to coordinate better with the Minister of Health to get more experts to talk on health. Not only AIDS, but many other areas that people need to understand. Because as lifestyles change, health issues are coming up. Developing countries are currently getting richer. There was just this report out recently. Formerly, obesity used to be the problem of well-off countries, but trends are changing. Developing countries are also becoming richer, and lifestyles are changing. As they change, more processed foods are becoming accessible, and as they become accessible, people become unhealthy. So that's an observation that is well noted, and we'll work on it. Honorable Minister, I hope you are satisfied.
I am contented.
Sign language?
Thank you.
Sign language was also...
Sign language, we've been doing sign language before. We've been working with the disabilities organization to work on sign language. We call it special news. For some reason, it went off radar. And later, last year, we did talk with them to discuss on how best we can do this. In fact, we asked their organization to send us volunteers, people who can do things for us. Then later, we can scale it up. But for some reason, it didn't tick off. But then the process is ongoing. Hopefully, next year, you'll be able to see something. We'll work it out. Thank you.
No, we are not waiting till next year to do that. This is critical, it's urgent. We have to do it this month.
This month, okay.
No, not next year. We cannot do it next year. It's their fundamental right to get access to information across, especially a state broadcaster. They pay taxes, and these taxes are used by GRTS. You have to do this month, and we are working to do it.
We will do so. Thank you.
Okay, the Digital Gambia has a contribution. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Honorable Ba. You've raised a very important concern here. At DGL, I think we are very central to this particular health issue you've raised. We've discussed that after putting up the DTT infrastructure, the government could have dedicated channels specifically for health, education, and agriculture, and also to promote government policies. And I think having dedicated channels for only health, agriculture, and education, all these issues, all this health education could be fully featured using those channels.
In other words, you'll have a channel that will run 24 hours on health, exclusively.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's even in one of our documents, DGL, that we authored. It's even there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Honorable Minister?
Though it's a strong suggestion to the government.
A centralized information portal where everything government can be accessed online, regardless of ministry.
Thank you. I think currently what we have is all governments have a website. Sorry, all ministries, MDs, are supposed to have a website, and we upload all documents, regulations, policies, guidelines in this website, and all information. But MOGDI, the Ministry for Digital Economy, is working on what they call a government web portal, which will integrate all these websites into one website. It's a one-stop shop where you can go and get any information you need from any ministry, any policy, any regulation. If you want to, it's mostly for researchers as well and people who want to know or get public information. So MOGDI is working with that. I think very soon they will launch it. And when that is launched, it's a one-stop shop for government information. That's the government web portal, and that can help you access public information anyhow you want it. So we are working on that platform.
I have one more last.
Now, the question asks about monetizing YouTube. That is for digital economy. They are coming on the 3rd of October. That is not within our mandate as a ministry. It's the mandate of digital economy. They are coming on the 3rd, and perhaps you can save that question for them when they come on their own Mansa Kunda. Thank you.
I have one more.
This is the last one.
Yes,
okay.
This goes to GPT, Gambia
Publishing and Printing
Corporation. A couple of years ago, we inaugurated a huge machine. And we were told that you'll be making thousands of books on a daily basis. You have the capacity to do that. Now we are facing 3 cycles of elections: presidential, parliamentary, and local councils. We as politicians spend hundreds of millions of dollars on printing. And most of this money is spent outside the Gambia.
True.
What are you doing to prepare your corporation to grab that money so that this money don't go out of the Gambia and that your institution will be ready to offer services to people who want to use them to save our country?
And in your response, it should be across all political lines. I think that's what the Honorable Minister is saying.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I think the Minister alluded earlier to the development that happened in 2025 that GPPC has undergone. We are ready to consolidate those developments by investing in new machines to improve and expand our production capacity and also improve the quality of printing. I am coming there. I'm just getting it there. The big machine that was purchased had not have all the organs it was required to come with. For example, the compressors were left behind. and it didn't come with the right compressors. So we are working to ensure that we get the right compressors for that machine and ensure that we put the machine into full use. So, but we are constrained obviously by finance, but strategies are being put in place to address that big problem. It's a big problem for us, of course, and then it's difficult for us to get back to the supplier, but we are trying to work around that to see how best we address that price. It's a major concern for us.
Thank you. Now we go ahead, Hadi, 2 questions from your end. Please make the question short. We have about 25 minutes to go. 2 there, 2 here again.
Assalamu alaikum to you all. I go by the name Mustafa Dabo from University of the Gambia, School of Nursing and Reproductive Health. My question goes to the Honorable Minister himself. You've highlighted your plans to counter disinformation, and does that include a partnership with fact-checkers and fact-checking organizations in the Gambia?
Thank you. Next question. Same. We'll do that and then we'll come to you guys. Ramatullah, be on standby.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aissatou Bella Diallo, a representative of the Law Students Association. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for that insightful presentation. I was actually going to have a question regarding the scenario that you talked about, but light was shed on it by the PS. Thank you so much. And yeah, I am very much happy about that, and I would be so much delighted if that comes into action. We would really need that. We, the rural people, we really need that to be engaged and to know what is going on in the country. And I also have one question. Since I'm here representing the Law Students Association, I wanted to know how the ministry can engage the law students to sensitize and also promote advocacy. When I say sensitize, I mean to sensitize the public or the citizens with regards to their rights, responsibilities, and privileges. Because we have the Constitution in books and we also have it in soft copies. But then if you look at it, people that are not educated or people that have not gone to school cannot actually know what is going on, what are the
Madam,
rules.
I'm afraid you would sue me, so I'm trying to be careful not to cut you, but you are...
Okay, so I just wanted to know how the ministry can involve the law students to be able to sensitize the public with regards to their rights.
You are not even a lawyer yet, you are done now. Prof, what did you do at UTG? You see the way, Prof, they introduce themselves? University of the Gambia Law School. University of the Gambia Digital School for Media. You know, thank you very much. Let's do the 2 here. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
You would want to stand, no? Thank you, sir.
My name is Papa Wuge from, I still consider myself from the diaspora. And thank you, Honorable Minister, and your team. We are very happy that, you're getting government closer to the citizens and empowering them with information. But on top of that, we also have to be very critical of information as well. So it's important that citizens are showing up to scrutinize, whatever government is presenting to them. So my question is going to be around one area. So you mentioned that there were 5, media houses or content developers, that were actually awarded,
You're saying this and you're looking at me. Look at the minister.
I don't even know if you were part of them.
I am. Actually, I was.
Okay, good. So, by the way, you're doing a fantastic job too. But my question is, have we gotten value for money, and did they all deliver? That's my
Value
question.
for money, did they all deliver? One more question. There's a lady at the back there. I want to have her. That one there. Yes. They didn't renew it this year, so maybe there was no value. I'm just saying.
Good evening, everybody. I am Awada Costa. I work with the civil society. So my question would hover around the issue of transparency and accountability. The minister have mentioned frameworks that have already been set up, including the Access to Information Commission, which is very commendable. But I want to ask the minister whether there are also some sort of M&E mechanisms and framework to also see whether the issue of transparency and accountability, all these mechanisms that have been put in place is actually yielding results, because issues of accountability and transparency are something that the public actually will talk about, and these are things, concerns that should not be dismissed.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. Former SG, Mr. Sala. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Mr. Sala. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Yes. Dr. Yama, I see you. Thank you. Hey, I see you too. And, yes, you. I see you. And I see you too. And PS, I see you. You're hiding. PS Mopsy, welcome. Please.
Question has to do with whether we are engaging fact checkers. Yes, we are engaging fact checkers. In fact, last week I think I had a meeting with Fact Check Gambia at my office, and we are planning a series of initiatives to particularly to ensure what we call information integrity. I'm just from Cape Verde, where we had a conference with UNESCO on information integrity. We realized that in West Africa and in Sahel, the integrity of information is eroding, which is becoming a threat to peace and stability in the sub-region, but also eroding the legitimacy of governments. So we had a meeting, and when I came back, we are going to replicate such a conference in the Gambia, and we are working with Fact Check Gambia to make sure that we implement that conference in the Gambia, where we invite anybody, any stakeholder that holds public information or that disseminates information, being traditional leaders, religious leaders, journalists, TikTokers, YouTubers, bloggers, you name it. All of them will come for a 2-day session on training and conference to understand the importance of information integrity, but also to identify and counter misinformation and disinformation. So yes, we are working with fact checkers. The second question has to do with the value for money. Yes, there was value for money. We did an assessment after the contract ended, and then the 5 media houses did a fantastic job, and one of the content developers did a very good job. One of them didn't deliver as expected, therefore the contract was terminated even before the end of the entire contract. But the 5 media houses and the 1 content developer did a fantastic job. They all submitted their deliverables, and the assessment was very good. They helped us in popularizing government agenda. They helped us in promoting proactive disclosure of information. So we are very happy with that. The reason why we didn't extend the contract is because we have other ideas in engaging the Gambian media, which we think will be more productive.
I think there is another question here also for you.
The monetary aspect of the YouTubers as well.
No, that's for digital economy.
No, the law student, yes. That one, I think I'll let Aisha Davis to answer that question. Do you have any plans to engage law students? I know that you have information officers that you deploy to different ministries. Maybe perhaps if there are no plans, you can see how what you can do to ensure that we engage law students. Because it's important, as we get closer to elections, citizens must understand electoral laws, civic education. We want to also partner with national civic education as well. So perhaps maybe if you have any ideas, you can also share with us.
It's on, Ma.
It should be on.
It's on.
Or borrow the ministers.
No, maybe we will need to engage them and then see how we can partner with them to conduct some sensitization activities. Because we are involved in various sensitization activities, but maybe we can invite the Law Students Association, and then we can see how we can partner with them and then embark on maybe countrywide sensitization activities. That is something that we can explore. We were not doing it, but since you spoke about it, then maybe we can look at it, and then we'll find a way of engaging you, and then we can partner and then conduct these activities, just as the minister said, especially now that we are heading towards elections. Thank you.
There's one question from Madam Da Costa about M&E. Yes. Fortunately, we don't have the chair of the ATI, but we are one of the commissioners. Do you have any M&E frameworks?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. We're currently working on our instruments. This is why I think 2 weeks back we validated our ATI. Currently, we have developed various instruments.
including a communication policy. And in that regard, it would be important to point out that we are in the process of working with partners to building capacity of civil society actors, as well as university students. So pertaining to the question that was posed by the university student, it would be important to point out that the Access to Information Commission would move heavy and hard to making sure that we build your capacity on how to access government information, because it has come to our understanding that most of the people who request information from public bodies do not do it in accordance with law. So it is important to build the capacity of civil society actors, university students, as well as policymakers. We are also working on developing an M&E strategy with a view to making sure that we know the various impacts that are being made by government institutions as well as our very institution, because we are also accountable to the people. So like I said earlier, we are working on various instruments, and when we develop these instruments, we will invite everybody, whether you are from civil society or what is your name again, UTG or MAJAC or whatever, we'll invite you to partake in the validation. There's a likelihood that in 2 weeks' time, we would validate our information manual as well as our standard operating procedures. So we would invite everybody, because when we talk about access to information, it should be borne in mind that in order for us to notch our objectives, everybody should play his or her part. So therefore, it is our view that with collective endeavors, we can notch up our objectives. We were recently, like the minister said, we were recently in Cabo Verde to partake in the integrated workshop that was organized by UNESCO. And it might interest you to know that Gambia is a pace setter when it comes to access to information. I know some of you would be kind of like, oh no, you know what I mean, he is painting a good picture of the Gambia government. But it is important to give flowers where they are due. We were there, and we have come to realize that when it comes to proactive disclosure, the Ministry of Information is second to none in West Africa.
Thank you. Thank you. Online question before we come back to the floor. 2 here, 2 there. DG, I think this is for you. It says, what is GRTS doing to expand their sports coverage, especially of the national team, when they play away games? The Minister of Sports responded to this, but perhaps the person asking the question didn't. But when we come back, maybe you can answer as well. So let's go again. 2 here, 2 there. Please, let's go ahead, madam. There's a mic there. Okay. We go with you, somebody.
Okay, jërëjëf maa ngi tudd Amath Kebe jóge ko Paradise TV ñi jaajëfal jëwriñ gi ci jéego bi nga xam ne jël na ko benn am naa ñaari laaj benn bi mooy ci wàllum licence pour radio yi gisoon neen depuis nga ñëw ba léegi embargo bi jeex gisagum benn radio station boo xam ne registré na te am nañu bëggoon licence bi ko gisoon ne ñu bari ñoo xam ne already bil neen seen radio si bot ba léegi amaguñ licence bëgg nañoo xam process pour licence bi beneen bi dina dem ci GRTS seen directeur général bi mooy su fekkee ne ki nga xam ne moo nekk njiitum réew mi mi ngi tukki wala vice président mostly li ci gën a bari pour ñuy xam lan moo sabab tukki bi pour ñoom suñ demee daf dee nekk problème mostly lu ñu dee gis rek mooy pictures leen dee gis naka ngeen di def ba nga xam ne kii ànd ak président bi dana mën a share information bi nga xam ne am na ko ci tukki boobu nga xam ne demoon na ko beneen bi mooy wax nga ne
it's enough, sir. It's enough. You asked 2 questions. Let's go to next. Hi, full by there is one here. Yes. Stand up, please, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening to you all, and thank you so much, Honorable Minister and the team, for being here. And my question will be, excuse me, I'm Aliu Juara anyway, the Secretary General of Mansa, University of the Gambia.
University of the Gambia.
Excuse me. My question will be going to the representative from GPPC, and that's what plans do they have to reinforce the publishing aspect of their mandate, because we have a lot of young writers here that are endeavoring to write, but they struggle to reach the wider audience out there, and therefore they look for publication sources from Nigeria and other countries, and which sometimes can be expensive for Gambian writers. What plans do you have to increase the audience and then the opportunity for writers, because there is a paradigm shift now in the aspect of writing in the country. Here and there we see people writing, but the challenges are too much.
Thank you. Let's go there again too. Someone has a mic there. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Sahna Ann, a student of Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, and also an intern at the Department of Information. My question goes to the Honorable Minister. What specific achievement is your ministry most proud of, and how has this achievement impacted the life of the Gambian people? Thank you.
Thank you. There's another lady here as well. In the black scarf, yes, that one.
Thank you very much. I would also like to do it like the UTG style. My name is Des.
Yes, so go ahead.
My name is Bintu Cham, and I am a health communication officer from the Ministry of Health. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Honorable Ahmad Ba for raising that issue of AIDS and health communications on NCDs. And I'd also like to thank the Minister of Information and GRTS for cooperating with us, because it has always been an issue of inviting the Directorate of Health Promotion and Education to the Werguyaram show, to the Health Check show, but I feel like we still have a limitation. So I'd like to recommend that GRTS, Mr. Abdulaisi, if you could please allocate a whole time for just the Health Communication Directorate, so that every week we have a specific date that is not based on invitations. Because the ones that we have, we are normally invited. But we would like to have this one as our own show.
Thank you.
And also, we have a team that is responsible for making health communication videos. So if you could connect us with your videographers so that they help us in increasing our skills. I think you have this discussion with the minister sometime ago. So please work on
Thank
that.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is the chance that I have, so I'd utilize it.
Yes. Thank you very much. So we come back. Responses, Honorable Minister, who does what?
Yes, so I think I have two questions that I need to answer. One has to do with the licensing. Moi ki joge Paradise. Wow, digala. Afam embargo bu nekon si radio license application. Buñ lifté license bi, but conditional lifting lañ def. Moy lan? Légui soy apply pour license pour radio, dafa nek radio bo xamné dafa wara serve countrywide. Wala mu nekk loo xam ne dafa serve only rural areas like community radios. Lu tax ñu def loolu mooy spectrum bi moo xaw a jeex in urban Gambia. Am nañ commencé di bari urban Gambia bi nga xam ne spectrum bi doyut. Léegi lu ñu def mooy léegi dañ ko lift conditionally si condition bi nga ne sooy apply léegi nationwide la moo nekk war nga am capacité bi wala rural Gambia. Léegi su dee nit ñi apply lu nekkul si ñun ba pare dafa jël time bi ko soo apply pour nga di apply pour dafa def seen assessment évaluer sa kayit, technical evaluation, dañoo def financial evaluation, dañoo def operational evaluation, administrative, dañoo def all evaluations. Loolu na daf da jël tuuti time te buñ liftee ak léegi motut ñaari weer xam na am na ñu apply nag waaye pour ñu ngi liggéey ñu gis ne ñu teg ko si yoon sarta yi nga xam ne yooyu lañ teg pour nga mun a am license ñu toppa sarta yoon te duñ ko mën a yaakamti waaye képp koo xam ne apply nga te qualify nga su ko pura analyse évaluer te ñu recommend pour ma approve ko man de yaaga suma table dama ko di approve si saa si. Now the other question has to do our achievements. Our achievements.
Your most outstanding.
Well, I think everyone is out. All of them are outstanding. That is the problem here. So I don't know which one I'll choose.
I think the lady wants you to choose one.
But I think it'd be difficult to choose one because they're all interconnected. The ecosystem of information sharing is complex. We cannot choose one and say this is the most outstanding because they're interrelated. For example, you do the Mansa Kunda. Yes, but you need to also get communication consultants to break this Mansa Kunda into different local languages and share it into different platforms that people can access. Not everybody watches television, not everybody listens to the radio. There are some who are on TikTok, there are some who are on YouTube, some only listen to WhatsApp audio, Siforumi. So we have a special team in place that takes press conferences. Look at the press releases, for example. They're in English press, but how many Gambians read English? So we need to get these press releases, break them down into audios, translate into local languages, and share them in platforms that people can access them. So all these are kind of interrelated, but I think broadly speaking, to just summarize, the most important achievement of this ministry is that we have bridged the gap between the public and the government insofar as information sharing is concerned. Now the public have access to information. Nobody can tell you now. They don't know what is happening in government, and government also cannot tell you, they don't know what the public perceptions are. Because I'm on the radio at least 3 times a week, live radio, and I open the lines. I go to GRS on Thursday mornings. I go to Star TV sometimes on Friday mornings. On Tuesday, I'm on Peter Gomez, and the lines are open to do what? To answer questions that the public are raising, but also to get feedback, and I take this feedback to government. I'll call Honorable Hamad Ba and say, and then we'll work on it. So it means that that feedback loop that we create between the public and the government, but also making sure the public has access to proactive, not only proactive, but also authentic, relevant, timely, accurate information is one of our most outstanding achievements.
Okay. Is there any question or answer?
Yes.
Which one? Okay.
On publishing.
Publishing books. Yeah, you're on. I could hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. GBPC before was only engaged in printing. As of last year or year before, we started publishing. Currently, we're working with AGAS, that is the Association of Gambian Authors for Schools, who author textbooks for grade 10 to 12, and we're printing and publishing them. We recently also met WAG, I think they call the Writers Association of the Gambia. We also discussed with them to see how best we work with them to ensure that we offer printing, publishing services. We are also open to publish for any author in this country. We are expanding and we're investing heavily to in fact digitalize the operations of the publishing department, not only for books, but also even gazetted documents. So we're working towards that direction.
Okay, I give you 1 minute to say anything you wanted to say that you didn't have the chance to say.
Yes.
Last words.
2025 has been a year of achievement for GPPC. Looking at the strategic partnership we've started to establish, and also the trainings that we've undertaken to ensure that we increase productivity and focus on delivering on our mandate. We want GBPC to be a reliable partner to government and the broader Gambian economy. So going forward, we will invest heavily to allay the fears of the Honorable Minister here to ensure that the millions that are being spent outside on printing are retained nationally, because we believe GBPC was established for sovereignty and national security, and the long-term goal would be to print national documents here, like the passport, the ID card, etc. So with the help of the board, we have been very supportive, and our line ministry, we are working towards the direction, and I can assure you that in the near future we'll achieve that.
Thank you. Pass it to Director of Information Services. 1 minute, Ma, say anything you wanted to say that you didn't get a chance to.
Okay, I just wanted to emphasize on what the minister said. The Department of Information's mandate is to make sure that we coordinate government's communication. So right now, we only have communication officers in ministries. So now we want to appoint communication officers also. We want to decentralize this to make sure that communication officers are also posted, in the regions, so that we can get news from the regions. News will not just be centered within the Greater Banjul area. We want news to reach the population from the farthest part of the country. So we want regional information. We want to appoint regional information officers who will be working closely with district governors, so that news from the regions can reach each and every corner of the country, and news from within the Greater Banjul area also will reach the regions. That's what I wanted to say. And
Thank you. DG, there were 2 questions that were pending. One on the football and the other one on the travel, or whether we get live update of the president when he's abroad.
Yes, okay. He was saying like when the president or the vice president travels, we only see pictures, nothing comes on.
Yeah.
Maybe let me answer that in Olaf, because he asked in Olaf. I think Danyam did a special team when you attach Falenele State House for both the president and vice president. When you them, then they and that team bobunon, then they have reports. So how much nakanga hene new pictures like they send, then they have live reports, then they report. so they follow news te loolu dañ ko dee def in the local languages tamit Radio Gambia dañ ko dee def into the local language ñun tamit dañ ko dee def on television si local languages xëj na I don't know xëj na yow mbaa danga ko dee follow pour yéen ngeen mun koo jot waaw ok léegi understand naa loolu is very easy mun ngeen ko jël from the social media side mun ngeen ko jël from Facebook mun ngeen ko jël from YouTube leneen tamit mun ngeen koo def mun ngeen a coordinate ak ñun ñu jox leen ko because ñun bu ñu ñëwee dañ yaatal géew gi dañ xëjal ñëpp dañ la GRTS du compétiteur GRTS collaborateur ak ñëpp ñoom Paradise xam nañ ñeneen xam nañ ñëpp lañ boole ñun dañ yaatal géew gi soo leen bëggee clip dinañ leen ko jox because suñ leen ko joxee ngeen yaatal ko dafaa jël ne publicity for government dafaa gën a yaatu so loolu amuñ si benn problème beneen bi mooy yes honorable yaa seen excellent
non waaye loolu moom dëgg la wax dëgg
okay good so
the football one
football let me give context and perspective because nit ñi gënuñoo xam football nu moo doxee Gambia su ñoo play ñuy wax ne yéen walewu leen match bi nekku ne da ngaa seen journalist rek to Morocco wala Guinée Bissau mu cover ko déedéet FIFA wala CAF ñoo dee joxe rights te rights yooyu dañu seer very very expensive foog nga fay ñun nag mun nañu bugga nañ waaye amuñu doole bi ñu ne bugg a jóg taxut a jóg mën a jóg a tax a jóg mën a guñu taxul nag am na yoo xam ne dañ jëlee na cover last year Cup of Nations dañu caajoon xam ngeen ñaata $500,000 loolu soo ko xayma si dalasi dana ba maybe around $40 million small Gambia loolu xam nga Gambia du ko mun suñu amee xaalis bi tamit xëj na xaalis bi am na fu ko gën a yelloo waxuma ne football lii de waaye 40 million for football naka lañ def using our own means ñun suñu own coobare GRTS dañ negotiate with the rights providers yi ba ñu dem si suufa suuf ba ñu dem up to $120,000 loolu nag mbooloo bi wala public yi duñ ko xam te seen coobare la tamit seen right la tamit ñoom faale wuñu luñ bëgg a mooy let them see on the screen nañ ko dégg tamit on the radio waaye on the background lu seen dox it's difficult de dafa jafe de broadcasting xaalis moo ko dee yóbbu soo amul enough xaalis di nga bëgg a def dara waaye doo ko mën a def waaye ñu see dox nag and we have a very proactive minister ñu ngi work ak moom di liggéey ak moom du gis ne whatever needs to be done inshallah work has started nañ si jublu thank you very much. Honorable, you happy?
DG, your people are saying they'll cut off for news, so we'll give Digital Gambia 1 minute, then the minister or PS will do the closing.
Have more questions. There are not many questions directed to us.
But GRTS is threatening us. They say they're going to news for 10 o'clock. So we'll give you 1 minute quickly, then the minister will close.
Okay. Thank you very much. Our assignment is about technology and evolving technology. Now, technology is all about creation of industries, creation of jobs. For our particular case, what are these industries? It's the creation of TV studios, TV stations, and the TV stations, as long as they are created, more jobs are going to be created. And the promotion of entrepreneurship in the media industry. Most TV stations, even in the developed world, are more relying on independent producers. And independent producers, these are self-employed people who produce films, who produce documentaries, and rent it out to media houses, or even sell it out to media houses.
Thank you.
Somebody asked a very important question here.
Your people are threatening me. They will not pull me off. Okay.
No, let me just answer that. And the Honorable Minister said there is scarcity of a commodity, a natural commodity. Frequency. It is because of that scarcity that was the cause of the migration from analog to digital, what the Honorable was saying here. And in fact, the same migration is applied to radio. Some countries, Ghana is gone digital radio. One frequency for radio handles 20 radio channels. 4 frequencies carry 80 channels. So if we migrate, that is going to solve that issue of radio congestion. I don't have my license. All those complaints are going to go over. In fact, the government is going to have in store frequency that they may use for other
purposes.
technologies.
Thank you, thank you. Honorable Minister, last words before we say goodbye. GRTS is on my neck.
I know, thank you very much. I thank all the honorable ministers who are present here today to support us, and also all the senior government officials, advisors, PSs, DPSs, the media, but also to thank you, the host today, for a wonderful program. Like we said, the mandate of the ministry is to promote proactive disclosure of information, to promote accountability and transparency, and that is what we are doing. And finally, there's a looming threat to our stability. That is the spread of what we call information disorders, misinformation, disinformation. All of us should be alert. It's a collective responsibility where we identify them. And now with the use of AI and deepfake, sometimes you see information which is false, but it looks real, and it is damaging. The intent is to destabilize the country. So we need all, it's a collective responsibility, and I think all should work together to make sure we counter and fight these information disorders. On that note, I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting.